Today I'd like to talk to you about the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act. In 1977, Congress enacted the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act in response to revelations of widespread global corruption in the wake of the Watergate scandal. The Securities and Exchange Commission reported following their investigation that over 400 United States companies were engaged in bribery of foreign officials to maintain and retain businesses. Those companies were making corrupt campaign contributions in the United States and corrupt bribery payments to foreign officials and maintaining secret slush funds in order to conceal those payments. So as a result, Congress enacted the Foreign Corrupt Practices Act, or the Fcpa. The Fcpa has both anti-bribery and accounting provisions. The anti-bribery provisions apply to United States persons and businesses. It also applies to publicly traded companies that are listed on United States stock exchanges, whether they be U.S. companies or foreign companies, and even certain foreign persons and businesses who are acting for acts committed within the territorial jurisdiction of the United States. The anti-bribery provisions prohibit those businesses or those individuals from making corrupt payments to foreign officials for the purpose of maintaining or retaining or obtaining business. The accounting provisions of the Fcpa require publicly traded companies listed on United States stock exchanges to maintain accurate bookkeeping and records, as well as to implement internal accounting controls to identify and prevent fraud. Enforcement of the Fcpa is handled by both the Department of Justice and the Securities and Exchange Commission. Since 1977, literally billions of dollars in fines and penalties have been assessed to companies and individuals for violations of the Fcpa, and substantial and lengthy prison sentences have even been handed down to both United States and foreign individuals. So what would constitute a violation of the Fcpa? In a number of instances, it may be fairly obvious. It's illegal to make bribery payments to the government official in order to obtain a contract or business relationship. On the other hand, sometimes it's not as cut and dry, because the Fcpa also covers private companies that are deemed to be, within the meaning of the Act, instrumentalities of a foreign government. Typically what that means is a foreign government, while the company may be privately owned, if the foreign government is a 50% or more stakeholder within that company, then they could be covered under the Fcpa, and therefore payments to or by employees of those companies would be governed by the Fcpa and could constitute violations. In addition, that 50% rule, while it's a general rule of thumb, is not absolute. There are a number of instances where the Securities and Exchange Commission and the Department of Justice have prosecuted businesses and individuals for violations of the Fcpa where the government was actually a less than 50% stakeholder. It depends on factors such as political appointees within those companies, the amount of control, the type of stock that the government holds within the company, and a number of other things. Moreover, even where you have purely private-to-private bribes or payments, those may still violate the accounting provisions of the Fcpa and quite often can lead to prosecution and fines, penalties, and prison sentences, even between two private entities. The Fcpa is one of the acts that is covered by the Office of the Whistleblower. So what that means is a person who may have an Fcpa claim or information to give the government may be eligible for a substantial monetary reward for providing that information. The FCPA, violations of the FCPA have a number of specialized affirmative defenses, and as we just discussed, there may be monetary reward for people who report, and businesses who report violations of the FCPA. If you or your business is being investigated for FCPA violations, or if you have information that you may believe may lead to you having a whistleblower claim, you should contact us here at Parham & McWilliams so we can guide you through that process. Thank you.